What fire springs forth? What bile does bubble? The black moon swings and the sky stirs trouble. By violent ends, we kill the light. Through the shadows, madness beckons. Weird at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird at Night!
You can smile America with Chuck E. Cheese. You can get a taste of Pizza Time Theater with Chuck E. Cheese. Food and games and all kinds of features for a taste of Pizza Time Theater. You can smile America, smile America, smile, smile, smile. You can smile America with Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, goddamn, here we are again, my deadlies. Can you believe it? Now, normally after a Saturday Weird at Night, I just sit here in this chair until like Tuesday night and we arrive at the occasion yet again. But not today, Satan. I got Space Raccoon captors who only free me to host this show and appear on Converge Media. So when you find yourself wondering, I wonder what Patrick Galactic is doing this very nanosecond, just imagine me collecting and cooking trash for raccoons, baby. Better than it sounds. Welcome to Weird at Night, everyone. I'm the aforementioned by myself, Patrick Galactic, your guide on this hour-ish of music, art, community, and creative conversation. Bicentennial Baby is here with us on Links. Thanks so much, baby. Hello on Twitch. Hello on YouTube. And if you're seeing this somewhere else, hello, Space Pirates. We got a bunch of good gunk to dive into tonight, you sexy, sexy people. We've got another new video from Terry Monstrosity, plus Edom Claw and Abby the Nomad. We'll be sharing vids as well. We're going to learn about Katherine Johnson, Claude Monet, and Twist returns with the 48th edition of Instrumental. But we can't move forward until this corpse galaxy is rejuvenated. And there's only one sure way to do it. We must serenade the stars with the song of the cosmos. So are you ready? Are you ready? Join me now. That was adequate, but you definitely were lip syncing, and that is not cool. Don't you know the queen of everything hears everything? We could all end up as poopy shoes because of you. God damn it, get it together. As for the rest of you, let's kick things off right. Our friend and now Showmunity superstar Euphony of the Month released a track recently that really impressed me. The track is called All That Ails Me, and you're about to hear 1 minute of it right now.
Would you ever wanna come back? come back? Would you come back to your time? Would you ever wanna come back? Would you come back? Would you come back to your time?
That's great, great stuff. I own that track and I listen to it regularly. Congrats to Euphony of the Month, and congrats to us for getting a really cool tune to listen to. Make sure to check out Euphony's Bandcamp, buy the track, and give a follow while you're there. Do you like road trips? Well, me too. And even better than a road trip is a WAN trip. But if we want to take one of those, we need to gas up and get this art jalopy spinning. And to do it, I need you to turn rationality off. I need you to turn what the fuck to 11. This cosmic calamity, it ain't an accident. Cowpoke is an extravaganza of galactic proportion. Weird at Night is a twice weekly odd voyage through the stars. We love music, surreal comedy. Weird at Night is like a smoky patchwork quilt with Twilight Zone 90s cable access and Reading Rainbow all stitched in. Also Pee-wee's Playhouse. We're astonishingly wholesome for people who say fuck as often as we do here. More importantly, as Euphony of the Month just proved, more than all of that, we're a show community. The chat is 100% where it's at. A lot of the stuff we'll be showing tonight was made by people hanging out in the chat. So, as always, we give thanks to the Queen Most High, because you're chatting amongst royalty. Seattle rapper and vibe impresario The Queen is the true and ultimate ruler of the Waniverse. Check out The Queen's Bandcamp and give praise. And don't fear the darkness, darling. We're weird. It's night. You're in the right place. Respect for each other and the flow of the show is essential. Distractors and spammers will be ejected, so don't even try. Give us a follow, and at some point in the night, I'm going to sing you a little tune and put your name in the pretty lights on the screen. And if you subscribe, which is super duper helpful in this unpaid endeavor to deliver abstract amazingness to the masses, I'll put everything down. I'll grab you, my guitar, and write you a 20-second song on the spot. Okay, how are we all doing? Oh, shit. Blazing Space has redeemed sing mode. I have to do something, and then I will go into sing mode, and I will talk in a singing voice for the next 5 minutes. But first, just out of respect, I want to say RIP to Mark Lanigan. We got to start things off with a bit of sad news tonight. Seattle music legend, grunge pioneer, and world-renowned vocalist and songwriter Mark Lanigan died today at the age of just 57 years old. Mark had recently documented a horrific battle with COVID that had nearly killed him, and I read it at the time, feeling grateful that he made it through. But the fates were not on his or our side this time, friends. Mark was the lead singer for Screaming Trees, who I was fortunate enough to see live in 1994 at Memorial Stadium, opening for Soundgarden. Mark didn't let grunge define him, however, eventually leaving Screaming Trees for his solo ventures. He ended up having a great solo career, was a regular collaborator with Queens of the Stone Age, and made a number of side projects that were great too. As a kid, Lanigan's voice jumped out from the mix of I Nearly Lost You, Screaming Trees' biggest hit, and I admired his smoky, whiskey-drowned pipes forever on after that. And I will continue to for the rest of my days. Truly, Mark Lanigan, thank you. Rest well, my friend. All right, I'm going to go into sing mode. So we do have something exciting happening around the Waniverse, as always. Let me turn that off. And one such thing is the impending premiere of General Mojo's new video. Clock runs out on Tuesday, March 8th. Why are we talking about it now? Well, because we got an exclusive preview clip for you right now to wet that premiere whistle, Betty Ford. So check it out. This is a clip of a video that we will premiere on March 8th from General Mojo. That's right, baby. Clock runs out. The new video from General Mojo's premieres exclusively here on Weird at Night on Tuesday, March 8th. I'm so stoked. All right. Something I'm less stoked about is the rapidly approaching Final Flush Waist Dump 69 ultimate engagement between the Space Raccoons and Trash Force. I'm a prisoner of the Raccoons. Paprika is a prisoner of Trash Force. How will this ever get resolved? Probably through stupidity and violence. I mean, that's how everything has been resolved so far, right? Let's see. Trash Island? What the fuck? That's so much trash to sweep up and cook. As much as I don't want to be at the mercy of my merciless cousin Alex F and V, this is getting to be a lot. Prepare yourselves. Final Flush Waist Dump 69 is coming very, very soon. Unfortunately. How is the community? Does anybody have any big news? Any big announcements? Did you happen to invent a can-flavored Chef Boyardee abomination? Just add me in the chat and I'll read them at the break. But as we at, we chat. As we chat. Don't forget, as we chat and as we at, don't forget to ask me a weird question. Anything you think would be hard to answer, might be funny, whatever you think weird is. Just add me in the chat and I'll answer them at the chat break. From radioactive burritos to hypermanic art shares, we got so much to get to tonight. Our friends from Pursuit of Wonder are here. We'll learn about the father of Impressionism, Claude Monet. We'll talk about nostalgia and why it's surprisingly necessary. And much more. But last Tuesday, we shared a new Terry Monstrosity video, and I said it was part of a pair of videos the Monstrous one had released, super low key. Well, this is the second video. It also features vocalist Jeff Higa. The track is called Say Something, and the Monster Vision begins... now?
It's another day. 14,000 who are sick. Millions, as you witness, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast, I call it Comcast. Let me just ask who you were. Let me just say something. That's really bad reporting. And you want to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism. Let's see if it works. It might, and it might not.
You say that you wanna talk about it, but you don't want to hear about shit. Everybody always try to say something. Everybody always try to say something. Why is it all you have to hear is nothing? Everybody always try
always tripping, talking all that fiction, messing up the mission. Maybe something different, maybe we can pivot, take another shot. All the way from distance, watch the ball drop. All the cards play, bet pre-flop, parlay. Yes, we rock. Ghana's always feeling freedom. All the hard days, tell me keep running. Maybe we can change it up. Stop with the fault when the dangers come. Pop up assault when a stranger fronts. No understanding, favors done. Hope disbanded, made when the majors pumping, circumstance. Curve the planet away from what the earth is planted in. I'ma surf the standards, raising with the wave like a surfer's balance. Thirst for challenge and be the first to work through challenges. No average placement will define or have a space in conversations with kings, queens, led by moral basis. Levitation over floral fragrance, devastation over warring nations. And we complain about the sports we play with, complete disdain for the force we phase in. No restraint on this course we taking. It's a work of Satan. And I don't know what we be saying. It's the sand course. And it's my dismay with.
Always trying to say something. 'Cause everybody always trying to say something. Why is it all you have to hear is nothing? Everybody always trying to say something.
Ghost, doing laundry in inexplicable ways, mixing colors, presumably because everything is gray shade in Ghost World.
Without your eyes, it's really difficult to see the color spectrum. And since most ghosts lack physical eyes, they can't see the full rainbow.
Tis a sadness for the dead, and that's just one reason. Laundry is a pain.
God damn! I love that new Terry track! A reminder, it's called Say Something. Check out Terry's links, and at the very least, give him a follow, because this cat knows how to catch one hell of a mouse, if you know what I'm saying. What am I saying? Forget I said anything. Oh, God! Also, thanks to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booger Bitch Fantasia Man, The Pink Cloud, and TC Blackout for the creation of a glorious auto-write. Are you new? Don't know what an auto-write is? Well, stick around. We do them at the end of every episode, and yours just may be the one we read next episode. Now, we saw a pretty bizarre Chuck E. Cheese commercial from the 80s at the top of the hour, and it was bizarre. But the 80s were a really weird time. So weird, in fact, that the commercial is literally nothing compared to what we're about to watch. You may have seen this commercial floating around YouTube over the years, but no matter how many times you see it, it never gets more normal. Never. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. And whatever the hell that means, you're about to hear it a lot more.
Hi, my name is Carla Shaw. You can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
Hi, I'm Todd LaRue. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I feel like a deer in the headlights of love.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one. Can I ask you kind of a weird question?
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one. I am the queen of the universe. The waves part, and they engulf me, and the water is warm.
Or just one. I can see the Statue of Liberty from here.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I can't stand it when she touches me.
People say that time heals all wounds.
You can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I'm a deer in the headlights of love. That is one of the most amazing commercials I've ever seen. I did myself a favor and refused to figure out the context for that commercial. I refuse. I don't want to know. In my mind, this is clearly some kind of cult initiation thing, and I want to leave it that way in my beautiful mind. Speaking of beautiful minds, our homies at Converge do a beautiful job capturing the news and big stories coming out of Seattle's communities. They engage at the ground level and provide balanced, transparent coverage. And if you don't know what that means, here's what I mean.
We're right here at East Precinct. It doesn't get any closer than this right now.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents.
As a small independent media company, we rely on the financial support of individuals and business members to stay on the front lines of the news that's important to you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, The Big O. I want to encourage you to tune in to Weird at Night right here on Converge Media every Saturday at 10 p.m.
From their incredible coverage of breaking news to their fantastic cultural programming, Converge Media, they're doing it all, baby, and they need our support. Check out their website amongst the links we dropped and see if you can afford to become a financial contributor. I am, and I am a serial broke ass, so if I can do it, just about anybody can. Now, it's February 22nd, 2022, or 02/22/22. Kind of funny, but it's also Black History Month, and we continue our exploration of that history with a closer look at the life and legacy of brilliant mathematician Katherine Johnson. Please check this out.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is our country's highest civilian honor. Katherine Johnson earned one not just for being a mathematical genius, but for using her brilliance to help humanity break barriers in space, all the while breaking gender and racial barriers right here on Earth. Katherine Johnson's talent for math was obvious from a young age. Incredibly, she was admitted to high school at the age of 10, entered college at 15, and then was chosen to be one of the first 3 African American students to integrate the graduate school program at West Virginia University, and the only woman.
Katherine Johnson ends up in Hampton, Virginia, and at the time, Langley Research Center had openings for people who had very strong math skills. And though the facility was initially segregated, they were open to having African Americans. She was offered a job to work in the colored computer pool.
After only 2 weeks on the job, Johnson was pulled to assist a new group of engineers in the flight branch. She would never go back. At the new organization named NASA, Johnson calculated the flight path of Alan Shepard's Freedom 7 mission, America's first human spaceflight.
When they began these first flights, there was a lot of anxiety about whether or not they had calculated everything precisely. Katherine Johnson played a very strong role in that. She understood the mathematics at a very, very high level. People depended on her calculations in order to make sure that the flight would be successful, which it was.
Then in 1962, she would accomplish the work for which she would become legendary.
We, the nation, standing by for this attempt to put the first American in orbit.
John Glenn's mission would be the first mission for an American astronaut to completely orbit the Earth and return.
His orbit had been calculated with computers from blast-off to landing, but he did not trust the computers, and so he requested that Katherine Johnson manually calculate these equations to prove that they matched those of the computer, and they did.
T-minus 10 seconds, counting. 8, 7,
He trusted in her brilliance more than he trusted in the computer calculations.
2, 1, liftoff.
John Glenn's mission was a spectacular success. But this was only the beginning of Katherine Johnson's remarkable career. Miss Johnson participated in almost every stage of America's 20th century space program, at a time when discrimination based on race and gender suppressed the ambitions of so many women. Her undeniable brilliance and effectiveness challenged institutional racism and sexism and served as a role model for all women pursuing careers in the sciences.
Now that is an incredible life lived, friends. What a glass-breaking phenom Katherine Johnson was. Our explorations of space, our understanding of physics itself would simply not be what it is without her incredible contributions. Though I can't claim I was familiar with Miss Johnson's legacy, I'm grateful to know about it now. And very grateful that we're taking this time to go through Black history. This will be something that we continue long beyond February. It shouldn't be something that is just a once a month thing. It is a time for everyone to celebrate, but we will continue this journey far beyond February, my friends. Now, kids, do you like the comic books? Do you like the multicolored scribbledy scrab on the cheap paper? Me too. Comic books are a quintessential part of America's culture today, far enhanced by the incredible success of Marvel's Cinematic Universe and the Batman trilogy from the 2000s. Interest in comics is at like one of the all-time highs. That's the what. But where's the how? What am I talking about? Here's the how.
They are the handheld, take-anywhere books filled with superheroes, classic stories, or adult dramas. Some of them originally sold for only 10 cents, but now go for millions. With stunning artwork and legendary storytelling, their pages have captivated readers for over 80 years. This is the history of comic books. Using images to communicate goes back to the 32nd century BC, when Egyptians devised hieroglyphs with over 1,000 images representing ideas. In the same way, tapestries told stories through scenes depicted on the lush textiles in medieval European times. Mass production of paper allowed for the next medium of sequential art to emerge. While printed forms of picture-based stories appeared in Europe prior, the first American example of a comic strip came in the form of The Yellow Kid. The Kid's creator, Richard Outcault, infused the comic with political and social commentary. Due to the popularity of The Yellow Kid, other comic strips soon appeared. In 1933, Famous Funnies collected some of the serialized newspaper strips into a book format. Although this collection included reprintings, many historians have deemed this publication as the first comic book. In 1938, the golden age of comic books began with Action Comics #1. This first appearance of Superman ushered in the cape and cowl popularity of the superhero. The golden age would give birth to many of today's beloved heroes, including Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Captain America, and Captain Marvel. Many of the heroes grew so popular that they became symbolic elements in the war effort in World War II, and comic covers often depicted heroes beating up Hitler. Not all comics featured heroes, though. Many of the horror comics, such as EC's Vault of Horror, drew in readers who wanted their comics more dark and macabre. The taboo-breaking storylines and shocking artwork garnered too much attention. Psychiatrist Frederick Wertham filed a study called Seduction of the Innocent, where he claimed comic books to be a source corrupting the youthful readers. A Senate subcommittee investigated, and the comic industry self-imposed a set of codes and laws to keep comics upbeat and morally positive. In 1956, Showcase #4 introduced the world to a new version of a DC comic favorite, The Flash. Thus, the Silver Age of comics began. During this time, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby at Marvel Comics would create some of the most beloved heroes, including Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and the Incredible Hulk. By the 1970s, the counterculture popularity no longer wanted clean-cut heroes. An underground movement of comics rose, and artists like R. Crumb published adult-themed comics in small presses. Since the use of the Comics Code was optional, the underground movement needed no permission, and they had no limitations on their subject matters. By the 1980s, the modern era of comics saw the big two publishers going head-to-head, Marvel and DC. While they battled for top billing, their characters appeared on television prime time in Saturday morning cartoons. In smaller presses like Pacific, Eclipse, and Fantagraphics slowly entered into the market. The graphic novel also rose in popularity during the 80s. These longer works sometimes were printed comic story arcs, but many featured original, unseen material. This longer form allowed for more in-depth storytelling, and the dramatic content often won literary awards. When the 1990s hit, the comic book artists grew in celebrity status. Their popularity allowed them something hardly seen in the industry: a split from the big two publishers. Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and Jim Valentino formed their own company, Image, and rocked the comic book world. Events like the death of Superman brought comics into the public eye like never before. With the comic codes an outdated form of censorship, publishers abandoned its use. As digital readers became more prevalent, the comic book took new shape in digital form. With comic book characters so identifiable, so many of the comic books we read are made into film. Popular shows like The Walking Dead also use comic books as their source material. And so there's no question that the comic book industry entered a new high point in its history. So the next time you grab your favorite issue or graphic novel, appreciate how far comic books have come since the concept of sequential art began back in ancient Egypt. If you enjoyed this video, then you may enjoy some of our other historical tales. And if you really like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel and becoming a part of history.
All right, here we sit at the chat break, All right, that was an amazing history of comics there. History of Stuff is the channel that provided that to us. Make sure you go check them out. Give them a follow on YouTube. They provide the history for so many different things and somehow condense it into this very, very brief summary of a whole bunch of stuff. So History of Stuff, thank you. Thank you. All right, just a quick reminder, if you're new to what we do here at Weird at Night, make sure you follow our channel. Follow us on Twitch and YouTube. We go Twitch for live, we do YouTube for the archive. So our entire archive is in the process of being uploaded to YouTube now, so you want to subscribe to us there. But make sure you follow us here on Twitch so you get notified every time we go live. Now, I do have a few things to read that people provided some stuff to go through here. Ash Manny said, what would your job be if you got hired by NASA? To which Dark Tone III responded, if you got hired by NASA, where do you think you would work as a janitor? Don't janitors kind of just work everywhere? So Ash Manny, I would be a janitor, and apparently I would just work everywhere in the building and steal secrets, of course, to sell to some foreign nation. That's just my style, baby. It's what I do. Patty Gladdy. That's why I've never gotten a clearance before. And then Blazing Space said, when you work at NASA as a janitor, what would you have for lunch? I hate egg salad, okay? I don't like egg salad sandwiches. I don't like any of it, okay? But that's what I would eat in that particular instance because I'm pretty sure I would hate my life. And then Ash Manny asked, what did you have for lunch today? Which is adorable because that's assuming that I had lunch today, which I did not, because when I'm working on Weird at Night days, I'm lucky if I eat it all before the show. I usually do, but it's at random times. There's no such thing as lunch or breakfast or dinner. It's just Oh, I remembered to eat right now. Alex F&V, one time when my sister farted, it smelled like McDonald's French fries. That being said, what color should Chuck E. Cheese dye his fur? Very good question. I'm gonna say, what color should I think paisley. I think it's a pattern that Chuck E. Cheese should dye his fur. Anarchy and Bedrock knows me way too well for someone I've never met before. When you lied in grade school about having a girlfriend in Canada, what was her name? We all know it was Shannon. Okay, Shannon, the imaginary girl in Canada that I used to date when I was in elementary school. What else do we got? Does anybody have any more questions or comments? Blaze of Space redeemed Hydrate, which I have been doing, I promise. Okay, so somebody redeemed the word ban, and the banned word is wow. I cannot say that word for the next 5 minutes at all. I cannot say that word, so I will not. And nobody will say it in the chat either. Don't be bad influences. All right, thank you all for your questions and comments. Also, thank you all for spending your WAN bucks. Ash Maddie spent WAN bucks to get me to play a song. I will do that after the show. Just something for you all to understand. This is a tightly formatted show. It's not possible for me to stop a video and pause it, come back, play a song, and then unpause it. It's just not possible. So, when you request a song, it will be played at the end of the show out of respect to the other artists on this show who deserve to get featured first. Okay, I don't want to take opportunities away from people, and I don't want to put myself in front of others. So that's the deal. Also, did you know we have new emotes in our tier 1 subscription? We have McGruff, we have the Raccoon King, we have Gizmo, and we have Dirtoon. But we also have a new tier 3 emote, and it's me, baby! I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now. Look at me, I'm adorable. Look at me, right on. Okay, so did you know there's even more emotes coming to Weird at Night? Yes, there is. And the emotes that are coming are going to be animated. We have some animated emote slots available. We have 4. If you guys have ideas for which one we should use as an animated emote, we're going to do the Goblin Bird. That's definitely happening, but there's 3 other spots. So if you have an idea, let me know what it is. And then there's even more emotes coming for all of you who spend bits for Weird at Night. When you reach 1,000 bits spent, you will get a custom emote that no one else will have. And those will be coming to the show very soon, maybe as soon as this Saturday. So there will be 3 emotes only for bit spenders. So we're going hot and heavy, baby. Hot and heavy. Also, just a reminder, not that you need it, spend your WAN bucks. We do have some new rewards. Some of them need to be customized. The singing one says 5 minutes. Terrible idea. But I will give it my absolute best. No matter how you spend your WAN bucks, I will honor it. Reminder, are you an artist? Because if you're a musician, poet, painter, dancer, if you're a drag artist, a comedian, a sketch comic, if you make short films, if you make animations, if you make literature, you can submit to Weird at Night at weirdatnight@gmail.com, or join our Discord, send me a private message, or go to our brand new submissions page at weirdatnight.com and submit your material there. There's a little form you can fill out. It's all very, very free flow, very easy. So it's very easy to do. This is not a closed artist community. We want to show your work. If you want to play a character or make a bit, we can collaborate. We can come up with something cool. We can make it happen, baby. But get your creativity out there. That's what the show is all about. So coming up, we still got so much more to come. We got Fat Rex in the house, Abby the Nomad, Instrumental, and so much more. And, ooh, what's this?
I failed again.
How about these, Master? Hi there. My name is Teddy Ruxpin. How are you today? Fine. Well then, I would like to tell
Teddy
you
Ruxpin, the world's first animated storytelling bear. Now available at stores everywhere.
Just a little nightmare for you 80s babies. Teddy Ruxpin! I never owned a Teddy Ruxpin as a child, but I live with a Teddy Ruxpin now. He's literally always watching me. You're dirty. You're a dirty little bear, aren't you? You're just a dirty little bear, aren't you? Okay, but enough with the sexy stalker bears. We got art to get to, and we get there via our WAN fam, Eat 'em Claw. One of my favorite Northwest bands. We've had them on before. We will certainly have them on again. The video we're about to show is called Sense. And behold.
Nah, I just got like a thing of ranch. They didn't have any fucking barbecue sauce. Like, how the fuck am I gonna eat chicken nuggets with no barbecue sauce?
Literally.
But anyways, I think I might have found a job for you.
Really?
Yeah, but you might need to meet my friends first.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
Remember when we were kids? How did it end up like this? Those are the days that I miss. Can you make it last? Can you bring it back? Can you make it last? Can you bring it back?
Awesome song and video from Eat 'em Claw. That band is becoming way more well-known. And if I'm not mistaken, you can catch them this year at Capitol Hill Block Party. I'm sure I'll be there by hook or by crook. And by crook, I just mean I'll get a press pass and I'll be there for free. Also, big love to Fad Rex. Fad Rex is the collective minds of Bring On the Drugs founder Tim Basaraba and Seattle music scene veteran Jim Dykes. Their new EP, Ghosts of Lake Washington, dropped earlier this month on Bandcamp. Make sure you check it out. And don't forget, Bring On the Drugs and Terry Monstrosity have a collaborative EP called Bring On the Monsters, dropping next month in March, my birthday month. The first all Weird at Night collab EP ever, and it's a total dream pairing. I cannot wait. Really, I cannot. But what is waiting? Is waiting patience or an exercise in unwanted necessity? Well, doesn't really matter when you're Claude Monet, the founder of Impressionism. A French painter, Monet painted scenes that documented the realistic movement of light. His work took the art world by storm and is now a part of the pantheon of art and world history. But who was Monet? Let's find out.
Monet was the father of Impressionism, the master at colour. He was this acute observer of nature. His greatest subject was capturing light. He transposed the fleeting, ephemeral, exciting modern world onto canvas. It was the mid-19th century. Modernity was happening, and the world was absolutely in transit. I mean, in Paris, the streets becoming these sprawling boulevards, and suddenly everything was different. Everything was changing in painting thanks to the invention of paint tubes. Artists could actually travel on these high-speed trains, seeing the modern world rushing past, and then being able to paint it actually outdoors was such a revelation. It was so exciting. I mean, I can imagine that no one had ever seen painting like this, and that's exactly what Monet did. He was looking out on a landscape, he was looking at a seascape, and he painted the world as how he saw it. This was about our sensorial feeling of being in nature, rather than actually what it looked like. These 5 works that Sotheby's are selling chart the trajectory of Monet being a painter of representation to a painter of abstraction. We meet him in the early 1880s with this beautiful painting of prunes and apricots. And what I love about this work is how he very much has this acute sensibility of focusing in on the character of his object. These scratchy textures of orange on the apricots and these kind of dancing greens, yellows and reds on the prunes. He's capturing a sort of minute abstraction in a way. And then as we go along and we meet him in the 1880s and the 1890s, he's breaking up the canvas even further. When we look at this landscape of Dieppe, he makes us feel that we are in northern France and capturing the ripples of water and the way that light hits it in such a unique way. We think of snow, we think of white and creams, yet he inserts blues, hints of purples to create the effect that the snow is actually melting. It's like the world is moving in front of our eyes when we look at Monet. He saw a haystack, and he made even the haystack look modern. How he's applying paint is becoming almost sculptural in a way. The pink that he captures, it's almost like a kind of hazy afternoon light. And then we move to the chrysanthemums, and we're just transported to his garden in Giverny. And we see these flickers of purples, yellows, greens. It's almost like a kind of abstraction, but it feels like we are in this bed of flowers. And after the chrysanthemums, what he goes on to make are his greatest series, his water lilies, the masterpieces, the jewel of his whole career. These 15 years that these works span, they're so pivotal for Monet. They help him envision a vernacular for modernity. Monet's legacy is that he was the forefather of modernity, of abstract expressionism, all these groundbreaking movements that changed the course of the history of art as we know it. And I think that's what makes him ultimately the most important of the fathers of Impressionism.
May we all have the passion for our loves that Katie Hessel has for Claude Monet. What an awesome video from Sotheby's. I would much prefer to hear someone passionately talk about their loves than write some placid essay about it. That is for damn sure. Monet's paintings utilize realistic color to capture the movement of light and nature. The realism of his works inspired generations of painters that followed, the forefather of modernity, the godfather of abstract expressionism. Not a bad gig if you can get the work. Also, there was a video I was supposed to play that I forgot to, and it's this one.
You think you're special, I wouldn't let you go. Let the earth your heart beat. You think you're special, I wouldn't let you go.
Always big love to Not For Sale for keeping Weird at Night as groovy as he does. That's a new release that came out last Friday. Make sure you go and check out Not For Sale's stuff on Instagram and Bandcamp. And also check out Not For Sale's merch in the Shop of Wan. There's a shirt in our artist studio that if you purchase, all the profits go directly to Not For Sale. It's like a Bandcamp purchase. So take advantage of that, please. Now, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody who followed the channel. And we do have one new follower. And it is Sir Shmoo. Sir Shmoo, I love you, mean so much that you follow us on Weird at Night. I will sing in my Pee Wee Herman operatic voice for you, Sir Shmoo. Thank you, Sir Shmoo, for following Weird at Night here on Twitch. As I said, if you don't already, you can get that same thing. And don't you want that? Come on. Wasn't that fun? Now, we've watched some cool historical stuff and seen some very weird commercials tonight. Why? Well, because it's nostalgic, babies. Nostalgia, the reminiscence of the past in a far more positive light than it was originally experienced. For me, a lot of my life, I've actively rejected nostalgia a lot of the time. I try to stay in the present and stay focused on my current objectives. But it isn't possible to negate nostalgia forever. It's just a part of the human experience, nor should we. As it turns out, nostalgia is actually quite important. And our good friends over at The Pursuit of Wonder on YouTube are about to tell us why.
The temperature of our favorite time of the year. The sight of the landscape of the environment we grew up in. The taste of a home-cooked meal. The emotion of an old song that we once listened to on repeat for a month straight. All of these things elicit a feeling so unique and powerful that it appears to transcend time and space. It brings us into a state of being that cannot be described with anything other than just this one word. It is nostalgia. Nostalgia is one of the most unique and valuable capacities of the human mind. It is the closest thing we have to time travel. It gives us an opportunity to experience moments of our life while being completely free from our normal anxieties and uncertainties. In general, every moment in life carries with it a set of fears, anxieties, and stresses. We are always concerned with making the next moment perfect, and we worry about what tomorrow may or may not bring. But nostalgia frees us from this. When we experience nostalgia, we are given an opportunity to feel a moment as it truly was, void of any fear or uncertainty. This is because the circumstances that we worried about at the time have already passed. At the time, our worries lied in the uncertainty of what the next several days, months, or years would bring. But those days have since passed. We have lived through the times that we were worried about, and here we are, doing just fine. Ironically, letting the state of nostalgia carry us into the past can remind us of the importance of appreciating the present. It shows us that our desire to perfect all the moments of life is foolish and unnecessary. It shows us that our fears and worries regarding the future are irrational and insignificant. And it shows us that we are resilient and adaptable, and that no matter what life throws at us, we can sustain and continue to create meaningful, positive moments. Nostalgia provides clarity in that even the moments that may have been stressful and did not seem so good at the time can still carry a sense of great value and appreciation when viewed through the lens of hindsight. This very moment in time, despite if there are things going on that may seem negative or stressful, will likely still have a feeling of nostalgia attached to it when you are reminded of it in the future. And if this is true, why not appreciate it right now as well? Thank you for watching. If you found enjoyment and value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you are not already, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We are constantly coming out with new videos to help you experience life with clarity and wonder.
I get angry just thinking about it makes me mad. Little kids doing drugs, it turns my stomach. That stuff hurts. It stops you from living up to your potential. It holds you back. It hurts the user. It hurts his family. And it hurts his friends. I just want to shake some sense into you kids that are using drugs and thinking about using. So remember, don't, or else. Okay?
I pity the fool that doesn't take a moment to revel in the wonderful memories that shape them. While I stress every episode that the present moment is what we can affect, thus is the most important. Nostalgia is an unavoidable part of the human experience, and it really shouldn't be avoided because it can be a powerful tool to help us face the present and the future with a little less anxiety, if not more certainty. Quick reminder that even though this episode is nearing its end, the party isn't over. Join our Discord server and hop on the community voice chat channel after the show. Join our Discord. We can chat after the show. It's a good time. Now, it's Tuesday, and that means we are the fortunate few who get to experience the brilliance of our surrealist stream of consciousness, literary envoy Twist, and his incredible segment, Instrumental. This is edition number 48. And let us begin.
Hello, and welcome to Instrumental, a segment where I turn music into microfiction. Let us begin. I went to the doctor today, and they told me to save my breath. They told me I was deflating too fast for my own health, used too many long vowels and an abundance of consonants in my speech. They told me don't breathe deep if you can help it. Hyperventilate, perforate, cut more air holes in your life. Now I feel myself expanding as I walk, swelling with every breath I've ever taken over the course of my life. I feel like an accordion in a snowstorm, protecting every inhalation I've taken over the course of existence, every note in a song that hasn't been sung. When I was young, I knew about the diver's response, sticking your head into a sink full of cold water in order to calm your nerves. I stopped before my face touched the surface, just looked at my reflection and talked, and said everything I wanted to say to this person I didn't recognize, feeling cold air on my face as I ran out of air in my lungs. I talk and talk like I'm selling falling stock, like there are 6 telephones held up to my ears, mouth, eyes, nose. I can't stop rapid-fire questioning everything around me, poking holes in walls with words. I've tried chewing gum in my sleep, putting a rubber band over my tongue, wearing one of those mouth guards that keep you from grinding your molars down to nubs. My mouth moves like it's chewing up chandeliers and spitting out cufflinks shaped like commas and periods. The only thing that helps is when I stabbed a hole in my mattress with a screwdriver and put my lips up to it and exhaled as hard as I could, all the unsaid syllables shotgunning out of my mouth. When I was done, I flung myself back under my pillow and breathed in like I'd just swollen up through the chimney of an underwater house. I could feel them moving around underneath me for the rest of my life. All the crawling lumps of choked back should-bes, but that was 2 weeks ago, and I can't afford a therapist, but every night I am my own masseuse, massaging out my kinks until my back is flat as a board and my brain is wide and embracing, like a wire blanket of light in a blizzard. But then I wake up, and the part where the sun gets in always holds the fire up to my face like a molly-rolling jackass at a concert with a fire engine red lighter, and my body curls over like a fireworks snake, nothing in the middle, and my chest tightens up and I have to fill the space with questions. Always questions. Always questions. Thank you for listening.
Thank you to Twist, our surrealist literary envoy, for yet another incredible edition of Instrumental. They happen most Tuesdays when Twist is able to make it happen. It's a lot of work, so we thank Twist for all of the efforts and greatly appreciate it. Okay, it's time to do what we call the auto-write, friends. And what is an auto-write? Well, it's the tool of the surrealists. It's a method to start trusting our unconscious creative impulses. It's a fun little exercise we do on Weird at Night at the end of every single episode. So how does it work? Well, let me tell you. I count down from 10. As I do, you simply try to clear your mind. When I get to 1, I'm going to say go. And when I say go, we all start typing whatever comes into our heads in the chat. Just type for about 30 or 45 seconds, after which I will say stop. When I say stop, we all hit enter or return on our keyboards, and everybody's auto-write shows up in the chat, whatever random weird shit that we all wrote. And then I read them out loud, and then we have a grand old time laughing. We try to figure out which one is going to be read on the show next episode, whatever we do. Then we have one more video from Abby the Nomad, an incredible musical performance you will not want to miss, to see us out tonight. And then I'll meet you in the Discord voice chat after the show. So once again, I'm going to count back from 10. And as I do, simply try to clear your mind. When I get to 1, I'm going to say go. When I say go, type whatever comes into your head into the chat. You don't need to spell correct or edit. And then after about 30 or 45 seconds, I'll say stop. We all hit enter or return. Everybody's auto-write shows up. We read them out loud and we have a good time. Okay. So let's begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and stop. Okay. So I've dropped mine in there, as I will read mine as others come in. Ate the spate, but never made weight, so I guess all this top ramen is a waste of money. Is a waste of money. Whatever. I was never an amateur wrestler, strictly a professional, and my finishing move was the whisper of absolute devastation. I would whisper my opponent's worst fears into their ears and assure them that all of them were true. Then they would lay down and I would pin them. Not bad work if you can find it. Naomi, Baomi, Faomi, we are floating free from the ground, free from gravity, and we spiral and spin in the space we're in. Very good. Alex F and V. 7 times I heard that duck call to me saying it had my old Game Boy, the gray one, probably worth like 5 Barbies. Scarlett O'Hara eats cornflakes and Lindsay Lohan is doing okay, and we are happy. I would only ever say hello to someone who said that billow back bread waves were the best things to have for your metal-fueled breakfast. Rock on, John Mellencamp. Rock on. Great. Auto-write Alex F and V. Anarchy and Bedrock. The blistering sun rains down upon thy supple face, and the years slide like butter off the side of hot Harley gas tank in the sun at the truck stop on Wednesday. Anarchy and Bedrock. Great auto-write. Thank you. Thank you. Blazing Space, charged, riled up, and twisting out. It's a natural thing once I get my bearings. The first place the energy goes is the anxiety monster, but I've taught it to know better and not listen if I'm not in danger. Then it panics and tries to run if I'm scared. It starts to get bored, and then, my friends, the ideas come and space opens up, and I enter a world of pure imagination. Want to change the world? Just look around and do it. LOL. if you want to view paradise. All right. Thank you, Blazing Space. Ash Maddie, oh my God, I forgot to clear my mind for the first time in like 100 episodes because I was imagining Blazing Space crying during Kendrick's bit during the Super Bowl halftime show. This is the first year I can remember where I didn't watch a single fucking second of it, but I watched all of the best ads on YouTube and loved the cultural conversation that followed the halftime show. I didn't watch the halftime show at all and didn't speak to anyone about it. Great auto-write. Thank you, Ash Maddie. Dark Tone III, what is a room but a toilet you haven't discovered found? We must expand our minds and definition of things. For if we don't, we limit our creativity. We limit our potential in this life. We must use our creativity and reach our full potential. You know, Dartone, that was troubling. That was troubling, but it's just who you are. Now I'm being called a snob by Ash Maddie because I didn't speak to anyone about the Super Bowl halftime show, which if that is the delivery device for our relevance as a culture, it's the Super Bowl halftime show. It's commercials and with football in between. God damn it! We did a little bit of a lot tonight, my deadlies. We basked in the glow of our musician fam. We gazed at the incredible works of Claude Monet, learned the history of comic books, watched a very troubling bunch of 80s commercials, and even figured out that nostalgia can be quite helpful. Most of all, we communed, connected, and left the best of our creative conversation on the table for all to experience. I want to thank each of you for sharing yourself with me tonight. Tonight would not have been the same without each of you, and I really mean that. Word Tonight is founded on 4 key principles. People come first, time matters more than money, art is the antidote, attack with love. Love yourself because you're the best thing that will ever happen to you. It's a silly thing to say until you truly stop and think about it. What other thing in your life would be equal to your own birth? We all get this weird opportunity to live and experience this realm, this reality, this phantasmagoria of existence amongst each other. Sometimes it sucks, but the suckiness contains lessons. Learn the lessons and the suck sucks less. Profound. I'm so smart. Tonight, we are played out by the incredibly talented Abi the Nomad, recently featured on Not a Mucho Newsy News this past weekend. This is a video of a one-man performance of his track, Marbled. I really think you're gonna love this. I'm Patrick Galactic. We are Weird at Night. Take good care of you and love your people every chance you get. I'll see you Saturday at 10 p.m. Pacific or in the Discord voice chat right after the show. This is Abi the Nomad. Enjoy.
Wasted at 3 a.m. with the homies. Girls I don't know and I still get lonely. Lunch with a cigarette pack and a flicker of light in a smoke-filled room. I'm zoning. Yeah, yeah. Look at the stars in the sky and a man never cared. A pill and a half and her hands in the air. Yeah, what's the plan going there? Avoid those mites, don't dare let them near. Wasted at 3 a.m. with the homies. Girls I don't know and I still get lonely. And I still get lonely. Yeah, yeah. Ain't nothing worth it, myself not either. Ain't moving further, fix up the tires. Throat is a nightmare, spitting and gargle. My only pitfall is I think I'm marbled and sick. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm marbled as shit. My only pitfall is I think I'm marbled like this. Wasted at 9 a.m. in the morning. Drunk when the sun comes up, now I'm lonely. Wasted at 9 a.m. in the morning. Drunk with the drunk, yeah. Alone with the cigarette wrap, now I'm waiting for the night. Cause I know the whole day I'm zoning. Alone with the cigarette wrap, now I'm waiting for the alone with the cigarette. Oh, at the center. Don't behold a plan, life a beginner. Point stacking the change, and ain't no change to be given. Be the follow the A, read the follow the grades. Rules given are simple, they ain't catch and begin again. Binge and drink again, smile and pretend again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to rock bottom. Now I be swimming with goldfishes when God caught up. Told him could pick me out of this boat, cause ain't nothing worth it. Myself not either, ain't moving further. Fix up the tires, throat is a nightmare. Spitting and gargle, my only pitfall is I think I'm marbled and sick. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm marbled as shit. My only pitfall is I think I'm marbled like this.
This is the place for you and your friends. This is the place where the party never ends. It's the good time place, everyone agrees. When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese, Chuck E. Cheese. When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese. It's the good time place that's sure to please. When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese. When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese.
You're weird at night, so weird at night. Thanks for being so weird at night. For 100 nights, weird at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird at